Hi, this is Marcus Simpson at EcoPrint at SD UK. I'm with Andy Wilson from Presson. Welcome, Andy.
Hi, how you doing? You all right?
I'm good, yeah. We just bumped into each other. We haven't seen each other for a while. I was just keen to...
It's been a while since I came to this show, to be fair.
been out the office.
I know, yeah. They've let me out for the day.
Yeah, superb. What are you doing here? You looking for anything interesting, or...?
Do you know what? I haven't been up to this show for probably about 10 years, and we've had a bit of a restructure since COVID, and I brought our new production manager, Adam Collins, up. I say new, he's been in the role for a couple of years now, but just thought it might be a good opportunity now. Things have settled down a bit to come up, meet some people that we haven't seen for a long time, and do a bit of networking. And it's certainly been the case so far. We've everybody and their brother seems to be up here at the moment, so it's been nice. We've only been here for an hour or so, but already caught up with quite a few people.
Yeah, brilliant. And Preston, obviously, you've always had a reputation of being an innovator.
We try.
And sustainability is obviously, we're interested in that with EcoPrint. What's your view on it? Yeah.
It's the key at the moment. I think that's what our customers are demanding it. We've got quite a portfolio of customers running across infrastructure, property, advertising, vehicle liveries, and we really need to start. I think they're looking at us as their supplier to educate them as to what's on offer, what developments are coming in the future. Obviously, we've invested heavily in technology that is greener, as in the water-based inks that we use with HP latex, and we've done a lot of work in the factory in looking at what materials we can use, reducing PVC particularly, and looking at stuff that we can recycle and how we recycle, and explaining the journey of that recycling to the customer. So we have an analysis that we do on all work, where we do the print, the install, the removal, and the recycling, and we analyse each of our projects and categorise each section accordingly.
Yeah, brilliant. So when did you start this kind of journey around sustainability, and what's your view on, I mean, it's not like you hit a button and everything's sustainable, is it? It's kind of a bit of a journey, isn't it?
It's a long journey, and we started on it more so probably after Brexit, when not the actual Brexit itself, but after the vote. So we realised that we were going to have to shorten our supply chains, and buying cheap materials from the Far East wasn't really going to work for us. And actually we started looking at our supply chains, what we could buy more locally, reducing carbon footprint, looking at the quality of the products that we're producing. And so that naturally progressed from sustainability of our supply chain into sustainability of the products that we're using. So reducing carbon footprint, looking at our waste providers and how we're dealing with our waste, what we can recycle, what we can't recycle, and what we can do at the front end. So that journey's probably been, I'd say, early 2016, and we're in 2023 now, so 7 years we've been on the journey. And we're probably looking at another 7 years as well, because the technology's moving on, the products are evolving, so it's not something we're going to be ticking a box on overnight.
No, it is a journey, indeed. With sustainability, what motivated you really back in 2016? It probably wasn't Brexit, because that... But that was part of the trigger, but sometimes you take a look at what you're manufacturing and you look at what it's being used for, and you realise actually this is not okay anymore. Particularly the PVC. We were producing a lot of PVC. Our customer profile at the time was looking for cheap display materials, and actually we just took a look at our customers and went, we're not comfortable with that, and we're broadening our horizon and looking at new customers and what customers we've got that we can upsell to, and sustainability really is, it's not just an upsell, it's a conscious effort to make a company that actually I'm proud of again. Yeah. Because chucking tons of PVC and plastics into bins and you've no idea where it's going, actually that's not okay anymore. And we need to be conscious of that and what impact that's having on the environment. Yeah, it's great. It's great that you're kind of. It's still something in terms of a business.
Yeah.
That they have. Your customers have to recognise and potentially pay a bit more for.
It's a cost line. On our quotes. You'll see our quotes go out. We've got the print part of it. We've got the install part of it, and then you've got the option to remove it and recycle it. And our project managers are educating educating the customers and going, look, once we've printed this and we've installed it, you own it. And also, it took a while to get away from this myth that everyone thinks that, there's a sort of an impression that this material comes back and in some way we can sell it and make profit. It's not the case at all. It's an expensive process to bring it back to the factory, have it sorted and recycle it. It's the right thing to do, but it has a cost associated to it. And therefore, if there's a cost, there's a profit margin to be made. So, it's okay. It's a cost centre.
Yeah, and it's okay to make money, right?
Oh yeah, it's fine. That's what I mean.
It's
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's important to get over that first hurdle and just go. Do you know what, customer?
Yeah.
This is your waste. How would you like us to deal with it? And in the early days, a lot of them hadn't thought about it at all. They're like, oh well, it just go in the bin. Yeah, but which bin? And how is it being removed? And is it, are you sure it's not going into landfill?
Yeah.
So none of our waste goes into landfill. And that's the first step. That's really important. And that is, customer driven. And then you start to attract customers that have similar ethos.
Yeah. And it seems to be, like you said, you had a lot of customers who are in the construction industry. They're obviously years ahead of print, but that probably initiated a look into this.
100%. I mean, actually, it's driven quite often by construction industry's part of it. Property owners, like the shopping centres that we work in, they're owned by investment companies that have got, ethical investments in their portfolios, and they need to make sure that the suppliers associated with those businesses, have ethical processes of dealing with their waste and making sure that they're not putting more toxins into the environment. Water-based ink that we use from HP was a big turning point for us. And the energy efficiency of those machines and the waste ink that's produced by them, or the very little of it, whereas opposed to some of the other technologies like solvent and UV that we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So, it's been able to demonstrate to these companies that we are conscious of what we're doing, and these are case studies, if you like, of what we have done.
Yeah, no, definitely. And from what you're saying, it's about being open and transparent.
And not being afraid to educate your customer. Put your head above the parapet and actually say, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And asking the customer, what is your environmental policy? Because when you're competing for work, quite often, and we've done this many, many times before, we've asked the customer up front when we're tendering for a job, have you got an environmental policy that we need to adhere to? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Well, actually, do you want to have a look, and we can make sure we align ourselves with that when we quote the job?
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I'm really pleased to hear business is going really well, and also your sustainable journey's giving you back what you're putting in, which is fantastic too.
It's giving the company a new lease of energy, to be honest. It's really making us think about what we're doing and how we're doing it and what the impact is long term.
Yeah, it does. It's good for profit, and it makes you feel good as well, which is fantastic.
It does feel good, factor,
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks for joining us, mate. Really great to speak with you again and get a bit of an update and talk sustainability. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay.